probably remember Chris Kattan for his boisterous characters on Saturday Night Live, Mango and Mr. Peepers, to name just a couple. Well, now, in addition to being a comedian, he is an author. We talked to him about his candid new book, Baby Don't Hurt Me, which details everything from his childhood to his career. Chris, thank you so much for coming by. I'm so happy to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Your book is called Baby Don't Hurt Me, Stories and Scars from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
What made you decide to write it now?
You know, I just wanted to answer a lot of the questions that people had, which were like, what happened to you? Where have you been all this time, you know? And that's what sparked me to write the book.
You talk in the book a lot about your childhood, about your entire professional career, and it is funny, but you're also very heartfelt and it's very direct, I thought. Do you think that's going to surprise readers?
I think so, probably. I mean, as a reader, when I read autobiographies, I mean, I love that. And I'm not usually surprised because that's what makes a human being. I mean, you're not always funny, you know?
Right.
Hopefully people won't be disappointed that it's not super funny, but it's not. It's not a laugh out loud book. It's not jokes. It's not anecdotes. It's real stories, you know, that really happened.
Yeah.
And there is humor in those stories, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your childhood. It was in some ways pretty non-traditional. After your parents divorced, you lived with your mom and your stepfather sort of on a mountain in a Zen community, is that right?
Yes, on Mount Baldy. This is in Southern California in the San Bernardino Mountains. And my stepdad was a Zen monk. For me as a child, I don't know if you know, for anybody who knows about Zen, it's you know, it's a way of life, and it's not. Most children don't really get into it. Yeah. Because you're not stressed out yet.
Yes.
You usually need.
You don't really need that yet.
Not yet, you know, quite
eventually.
yet. So.
And meanwhile, your dad was in LA, and he's a comedian. Was a comedian himself. Is that right?
Yeah, he was one of the founders of the Groundlings, the improv group in Los Angeles. What was so great was that I got to see him perform. You know, on the stage, you know, with other people like Paul Rubens, who created Pee Wee Herman, and Phil Hartman, and it was just amazing to see that.
So we have to talk about Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
You know, Mr. Peepers, the Butabi brothers, so many hilarious characters you played. Do you have a favorite?
They're all fun. I mean, they all gave me a chance to work with some great guest hosts and other cast members. There was something interesting about Mr. Peepers, which was, Mr. Peepers was this half monkey, half man character. He ate an apple and then he dry humped somebody, basically. That was the character.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, really, the physical comedy of Mr. Peepers kind of defies logic.
It is, yeah.
How you do it is really not understandable.
Right, it isn't, because it's weird.
Yeah, I especially love the apple anecdote. Can you explain that?
Well, there's this old cartoon called Mickey's Trailer. It's a Mickey Mouse cartoon. And in the trailer, at one point, Goofy is eating a corn on the cob.
Yeah.
And he eats it like a typewriter.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, you know, what if I ate an apple like that? And of course, it's impossible for me to eat it like that, like an animation. But if your mindset says eat it like that, you're going to get as close as you can to it. And that's what I was doing.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now? I know you're doing some stand-up, and that has to be very different than what you did before.
It is different, you know. It's being alone on stage is different. I'm used to working with other people on, you know, in a sketch or in a film. Being alone on stage for like 45 minutes doing a set, it's a whole different ballgame.
Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, yeah. It gets me back in touch with the fans and the people, because that's what got me out of all the, you know, dark spots in my life was comedy, you know.
We always love to ask writers about their actual writing process.
Well, I made the mistake of writing on an iPad the whole time. Well, because it took longer, and I was like,
yeah, okay.
I don't know, well, I didn't have a good computer at the time.
Okay, this seems like the kind of thing you could have rectified, though.
Yeah, I could have rectified it, but I didn't for a while. So, but I should have written on something else other than an iPad.
Yeah,
it would have been out a lot sooner.
And how long did it take you to write the book? Have you been working on it for a long time?
For about 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, about 5 years.
But was it ultimately cathartic also?
Oh my God, it is. It's incredibly cathartic. It's probably one of the best therapy sessions you could possibly have. That lasts for 5 years.
Yes, it's a long therapy
Yeah,
session.
it is. Very long.
Chris, thank you so much for coming by. I really enjoyed your book, and I really enjoyed meeting you.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you very much for having me.